was living in New York City, and I was heading to a fabulous party in the Lower East Side. My taxi got stuck in traffic a couple of blocks away from the party that I was going to. And I glanced out the window, and there was this homeless woman rooting through the trash. And to most people passing by, she just looked like a homeless woman. But when I really stared at her, I realized it was my mother. The emotion that seized me at that moment was not one of compassion or love. It was one of fear, because I was afraid that Mom would look up and would see me and would call out my name, and somebody who was going to the same party that I was going to would hear her. And my secret would be out, the fact that while I was living on Park Avenue and writing about celebrities, my mother was living on the streets. A couple of days later, I got together with my mother, and I said, "Mom, what on earth am I supposed to tell people when they ask me about you?" And she looked at me as though I just asked her a completely silly question, and she said, "Tell them the truth." To me, that seemed almost impossible. How could I ever explain to people why my mother, who's an intelligent, resourceful woman, was living on the streets, but moreover, what kind of monster am I that I would let her live like that while I was living in luxury? I was completely convinced that once my story was known, I was going to lose all my friends, I was going to lose my job, and I was going to lose whatever little mere standing I'd carved out for myself in this world. I'm happy to say I have never been so wrong about anything in my life.
The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls illustrates the balance between dysfunction and love. Jeanette grew up with her alcoholic but encouraging father, her artistic, free-spirited mother, her intelligent sister Lori, her adventurous brother Brian, and their younger sister Maureen. The family moves around from one place to another, regularly to find a new job for Jeanette's dad, escape authority figures, or avoid pills of some kind. Her mother and father believe that their children be raised different than normal children, as they are raised to appreciate adventure and ambiguity, to live without boundaries or social norms. They let their children explore and get in trouble, allowing them to accept the consequences of their actions rather than sheltering them. Because of this, at age 3, Jeanette severely burns herself cooking hot dogs unattended and spends 6 weeks in the hospital, only to be broken out and smuggled out of the town by her family to avoid hospital bills. Jeanette's family moves from one place to another, going without food on the table and sleeping in cardboard boxes. Her mother came from a rich family, but refuses to accept any financial help. She even owns property in Texas, which she insists on keeping in the family rather than selling to help put food on the table or pay for her children's education. Her mother makes several questionable decisions throughout the book, and is arguably selfish. Once, for example, the kids found a diamond ring in the woods, and instead of selling it to buy necessities, her mom took it and put it on her finger to treat herself. Another time, when the kids were literally starving, the mom is found eating a chocolate bar by herself because she didn't want to share. The father struggles to keep a job and is often disappearing for days at a time to go drink. Although he seldom has a job and relies on his wife's teaching career as income, he insists on handling the finances and relies mostly on the family's money to buy alcohol. Her dad loves his and all his kids dearly, but his bipolar disorder and alcoholism gets in the way of fully supporting them. The father likes to think he's the hero of the family, and makes empty promises, like the glass castle, which was never built. Throughout the book, the glass castle is brought up quite often. The parents continuously tell their children that they're moving just to find a perfect new place for their glass castle. Eventually, the kids lose faith in their parents and begin saving up to start new lives in New York. One by one, the kids move away from the sinking ship that is their home to start new lives in New York. It is here that they begin to appreciate all their parents did for them. They taught them independence and hard work. They helped their children to become successful people they are today, through every struggle they faced in their youth. Jeanette continues to credit her parents' interesting style to her newfound success. Her ability to embrace and appreciate adventure, and her independence. If you like shocking, often emotional, and adventurous memoirs, this book is perfect.